But to punish that car company that is 100% made in America, made by people living in America, Americans rely on those jobs. Like, maybe we criticize another thing.
Right.
Like, what is your goal? That we shut down those factories and those Americans lose those jobs? That makes you feel better about your gripe with Elon?
Andrew Schultz and Theo Von just went off in this clip and absolutely dismantled woke nonsense and lazy government garbage. Andrew Schultz and Theo Von didn't just hit the nail on the head, they smashed it with a sledgehammer. From calling out bloated government waste to putting respect back on American jobs, this whole conversation is a full-on truth nuke. They're not just cracking jokes, they're making real points, and the left can't handle it. Let's watch this epic takedown by Andrew Schultz and Theo Von.
Oh, how's the Trump thing going over in New York, dude?
You know what's so interesting is like...
it was crazy how right after the election was over, everybody's kind of went on about regular life, kind of.
Bro, it's... And like now I'm almost like annoyed by it. I'm like, I thought we weren't going to have to go through this again. Like, I don't know how it is like here where you're living, but we're back to like the bipartisan bickering, you know, like this Doge is a big deal, right? Even though there's no American that wants like waste, there's no American that wants like government bloat, there's no American that wants like inefficiency. I don't think any of us are like voting for those three things.
Yeah.
So this should be like unilateral support. Like we should all get behind it. And maybe the way that they're doing, I think Trump even came out and be like, yo, we're going to use a scalpel, not a hatchet. Like I think we're being a little bit too forceful with the firings or whatever. But this is one of those things where like it's so annoying. And I think you can blame Elon for this as well. Like on Twitter, he's a little bit antagonistic about shit.
I
like,
noticed that recently. Some of the stuff he says, like, do you have to say that? Like,
you don't
what
have
are you doing
to.
right there?
You're in power now. Like, I think you have to have a little bit different energy when you're in power. I think when you're not in power, you're trying to get to power. Maybe that antagonism is helpful, right? It can like embolden the base. But you're the leader now. Leaders don't need to poke a finger and like twist a knife or whatever. Like,
well, I think what he's doing, I believe that what Elon is doing is by creating all that commotion on Twitter, it's only helping his own business, right? So it creates now that everyone wants to see what he's going to say, but he's saying so many things, it's hard to even juggle. But so many people are engaging and interacting.
Yeah.
I feel like it's probably the #1 news app. I don't know if it's always been the #1 news app.
Has to be. It has to be. That's why. Yeah, I mean, don't you
but
learn
he's just
everything
stirring
from
his own business. It's like, so the more he does that, it just it's more impressions, the more ads that he can sell, right? I don't know if that's true,
but you're basically creating a place for people to go consume content in general. And if he's the biggest creator on that platform, then it makes sense that he continues to create. So you're saying that he's not doing this just to get out information, but he's also doing this to like uplift the app.
It's like a hype machine, yeah.
Oh wow,
I don't know if that's true,
but that's what the feeling you get from it.
I'm at least because otherwise it's kind of some of the shit's kind of insane. It's like, what is this like? How is he doing all of these things? And if he's not doing all these things, because who could have time to do all of
these things? Yeah.
Then who is doing it?
And it's kind of annoying because he's a genius. You want him on your side. Like I want the guy who makes the rockets on America's side if we go to World War III.
Right.
Like I think that's a pretty good idea that we get the guy who's going to send a ship to Mars on our side if we're going to have like drone warfare throughout the world. Like let's keep him in our good graces. I do think, and I'm a little bit more optimistic about this administration. That's what I've realized with most people, like sane people, is that if you didn't vote for Trump, but you're not like a complete like lunatic extremist on both sides, by the way. If you're just kind of like a normal, regular guy, but you feel like you lean left a little bit more, you just are pessimistic about the administration. And if you lean maybe right a little bit more, but you're not some insane like right-wing quack, you're optimistic about the administration.
Yeah.
We both kind of want the same thing. We want the best thing for American people.
100%. I love how Andrew Schultz breaks it down here. It's not about red or blue. It's about what actually works. We want better jobs, better lives, less nonsense. And honestly, that's what Theo Von and Andrew Schultz keep pushing for in this convo. No fluff, just straight up logic.
Right.
We might disagree about where we get there, but we do want the most opportunity, wealth, ease of living for American people. So when it comes to the administration, I'm like a little bit more optimistic about it. Like I'm like, okay, let's just see how this works.
Right. That's how I feel.
Like, let's just give him people are going, oh, he's doing all these tariffs. It's like, my man, I'm not an economist. I know you aren't an economist.
Yeah.
I don't know if this is a negotiation. Like if you go to buy a car and the car is like $100,000 and you go in, you go, all right, I'm going to offer 80 grand, right? Knowing that they're going to settle around 90, right? The problem is when you do that in privacy with the car dealer. Trump got to do it publicly, and now he's got people in his own country going, how dare you offer 80? That's so disrespectful. And he can't come out and go, dumbass, we're going to settle at 90. I just got to start at 80. So could you give me fucking 2 weeks to get
they don't
here?
give him nobody gives him a beat to see what the long-term plan is. Like
Andrew Schultz comparing Trump to a guy negotiating for a used car is the most accurate and funniest take. People act like the man isn't playing chess while everyone else is playing Jenga. Let the dude work. Damn.
if you want manufacturing jobs back in America, then you have to make it so that it makes more sense for people to make cars in America.
Maybe.
That's just business. Like, I agree with you. I never was against Biden. I've never been against anybody that's been in office. I've always just wanted the best. It's like, I want the best. I'm never going to depend on the government for my life. Like, I don't wake up every day and see what the fucking government's doing. I get out of bed and I try and take care of myself, or, you know, take care of your family like you're doing. It's like, that's probably what most people think.
Yeah.
Anybody that has time to argue online all day is also insane, right? Like, not saying that we don't all put our beliefs out there sometimes, but
I hear what you're saying.
But it's like, but you have to, like, that's one thing somebody said the other night. Oh, Trump said it during that whole like state of the whatever, the delegacy address.
Yeah.
It was like the state of the two parties address. If you got to watch the hour and a half of that, I don't care what side of it, this shit was hilarious. It was like somebody who wrote like Noises Off or something. It was just a fascinating Joint Congressional Committee's address or whatever. Yeah, there was like fucking, they kept cutting this white dude that was asleep. They threw Al Green out. People thought he was Jimmy Snuka. They fucking threw him out, dude. They kept people, like Democrats that only had their feelings on little signs that said like not good or gazoon tight or whatever.
I bumped into Al Green at the Breakfast Club. He was going on after me, and someone was like, hey, who wants to... Al Green wants to say hello. And I was like, yeah, sure. That'd be cool. And this guy just got chucked out of the fucking Senate. That'd be, you know, whatever. And I went and I go, I shake it, and like his like handler or something like that is like waiting there with like a camera like tucked here for the handshake picture. And I was like, did I just get set up in a photo op to make me look sympathetic to what happened? Like, I'm like, what exactly is going on?
That's crazy. Yeah. Well, that's also scary when everybody has cameras everywhere now.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of people thought that was Jimmy Snuka, which makes total sense as well.
Yeah.
I still think it was.
What
dude.
a body, huh?
Let's get it on. Was that was Al Green? Let's get it on. Let's get it
on. Yeah, God. I think so. But yeah, so it's a tricky time now politically.
But I just still like, yeah, you kind of hope, like, hopefully there's some long-term strategy here. It's like, because if you just look at the little bits, it's kind of fucking scary.
Also, and I'm not trying to just like bag on the last administration, but like if people are uncomfortable and the last administration was running on this platform of, hey, we're going to keep doing the same thing that we've been doing.
That was a bad plan.
You can't really blame Americans for going, well, that's not working for me right now. I got to try something different.
Yeah. And
then giving the new thing a little bit of leeway. It's not like, again, I might be more optimistic. And if it goes bad, I will be the first person to criticize it. Right, I have no problem criticizing whoever's in power.
Yeah.
Okay, this is the easiest thing in the fucking world for me. But I am hoping, I'm at least going to give a little bit of grace and hoping that this is going to work out for all of us. And I'm going to give it more than a fucking few months. I'm going to give it a little bit to see where it goes. And if it does go, I'm not going to be the guy to go, told you so, you fucking idiot. Like, because that's not the joy that it brings me. The joy that brings me is like, hey, shit, we're actually making some cool change.
Right, America's going to be doing better.
We got opportunity to start here and get up here.
Imagine if you brought some industries back where people have pride in their homes and in their towns, dude. I'll tell you this. We've gone on this tour I've been on. We've gone to probably 200, the top 200 cities so far, size-wise, right?
Yeah.
We've gone fucking everywhere. And a lot of the places, man, it's the same. It's like there's not a lot of businesses there. There's some cities that have kind of changed and had some turnaround and it's been uplifting, but there's been a lot of places that it hasn't, you know? Whoa. And it's sad. It's like, oh, all this place needs is one good, like, influx of people and a purpose. You know, when people have jobs, they have purpose. Yeah, and so it's like, I'm for surely gonna stay hopeful. I hope that if there's some tariff stuff and then we start making our own fucking cars here, dude. There's a guy who just made a show, a t-shirt. I think it's called American Giant. Can you look that up? There's a guy, he wanted to find a t-shirt that was made in America, American Giant Clothing. He couldn't even get a t-shirt
that was completely made here.
He
right?
couldn't get a whatever this is called, a template or a blank,
a blank
in America.
made,
He couldn't, they didn't have it, right? They didn't, we don't make a fucking t-shirt in this company, right?
Country, yeah.
So,
don't they make Teslas here?
yes.
So
Teslas are an American-made car.
So like bare minimum, and like I'm not trying to knock any of the American, other American cars, right? Like, but I don't think Ford is entirely made here.
Right.
I might be wrong. I don't think they are.
You drive Ford, somebody said to me. I'm like, that's when I knew. Like, hold on. How's this guy know how to pronounce it?
Swedish guy? But
that's a great question. Let's look that up. Yeah, what cars are made here? Or what percentage of Teslas are made in America? What percentage of Fords are made in America? That's a great question, man.
And I guess that, you could be putting together the full car here, but maybe there's like certain factories that are doing other stuff. And I'm okay with that. Like I'm okay with outsourcing to different countries. I think it gives them opportunities as well. That's a cool thing.
Yeah.
But
Tesla claims that nearly 100% of the vehicles it sells in the United States are manufactured domestically.
Exceeding the industry average of 52%. Wow. Now, that doesn't mean they don't make cars in other countries as well.
Right.
But the ones that are sold here are made here. Regardless, okay? If we want to attack in a car company, right? And again, I don't know if they're attacking Tesla because they don't like the product. They're attacking Tesla because they don't like the CEO of the company.
Yeah.
And that is the risk of being a celebrity CEO. By the way, there's like CEOs of, and you talk about this all the time, but like some of these like pharmaceutical companies, we don't know who the fuck they are.
Right.
And there's a reason, because if we did,
people would execute them. Something could happen.
Something could happen.
We don't know.
Something could happen. Like
somebody could throw them a surprise party.
Bro, if you have $1 billion business and nobody knows who you are, you doing some fucked up shit.
Yeah, you on some fuck shit, man.
Right?
Some fuck shit, homie. Yeah.
So
for real.
So this is like a kind of shitty situation where, like, yes, I understand that he's antagonizing people. He's like rubbing people the wrong way. You don't like the guy. You don't like the beliefs. You don't like what he's doing. And there are things to criticize. I'm not saying there aren't things to criticize. Like
Andrew Schultz and Theo Von aren't saying don't criticize people. They're saying do it in a way that doesn't screw over regular folks in the process. That's what real leadership should be about. But nah, people just want to dunk on billionaires like it's a sport.
Nobody's above criticism. But to punish that car company that is 100% made in America, made by people living in America, Americans rely on those jobs. Like, maybe we criticize another thing.
Right.
That's the bar right there. Like, seriously, you don't like Elon? Fine. But I don't come for thousands of Americans who are just trying to feed their families and build cars. Andrew Schultz is right. These people got kids, bro. It's wild that some folks want to tank a company or just to prove a point online.
Like, what is your goal? That we shut down those factories and those Americans lose those jobs? That makes you feel better about your gripe with Elon?
Andrew Schultz and Theo Von straight up smacked the left here. Like, imagine being so mad at Elon Musk that you're willing to crush American jobs just to win an internet argument. What these two are saying is be mad if you want, but don't mess with the people who are actually building stuff. That's the real talk. Andrew Schultz especially nails it by flipping the convo back to the American worker, not some celebrity drama.
That's the thing. Some people, they just want to win an argument, it feels like, you know.
And they don't realize there's people that rely on those fucking jobs.
Oh, for sure, dude.
They got kids, bro.
Oh, yeah. Like, dude, there's no doubt about it. But here's one thing that I think is sad about Doge is that the fact that we now have to have someone audit our own government. Our government is supposed to be the thing that we can trust. Like, it will never end now. And people are like, why is this guy having a team that audits? It's like, I agree, but I'll let anybody audit. If you bring on another company, they audit and they find, I'd give them 10% of the bloat that they find. If they, you know what I'm saying? The simple fact that we now have to audit our own government.
Yeah, I mean, people I think will gravitate towards corruption naturally, and I think it's something that you constantly have to fight every single second.
You definitely have to.
You said something interesting though, like this idea, like you wake up every morning, you're like, I don't expect the government to do something for me. I think that's a more like Southern and frontier belief. You know, I think that like when you grow up in like New York, there is this relationship with the government where you're like, if the roads are fucked up, you start going, yo, why are the roads fucked up? Like, we're spending all this money in taxes, or like the government, you're supposed to do it. You're giving me all these rules I got to live by, so you might as well do some shit. But that's interesting that you have this perspective, which is like, I don't expect anything from you guys. And I wonder if when they encroach on your freedoms, it's that much more annoying because you're like, I don't rely on you for anything, and you're going to tell me what to do. Whereas we might be more accepting of the laws and the encroachment on freedoms because we are more reliant on them for certain things. So, and I wonder if that's why like some of the COVID stuff was way easier to accept in big cities because we already have this symbiotic relationship with government.
Right.
Whereas in place like Florida or even, more other like southern, maybe I guess some red states, not all.
Yeah, a lot of rural areas.
In more rural areas, it's like, yo, listen, don't mess with me because I don't ask you for shit.
Right.
And now you're getting into my house and telling me what to do when I already don't ask you for anything.
Right. We have one road.
We keep it clean.
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah. I drive a truck, so you don't have to pave it.
Yeah, it's fine.
That's it.
Right. We're doing, yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good, but yeah, it is interesting how like different areas could affect your perception. And yeah, like I think a lot of like, one other thing is I think a lot of people just worry about our traditions starting to disappear.
Look, love them or hate them, Andrew Schultz and Theo Von just laid down one of the realest convos out there. They're not playing games. They're exposing the clown show for what it is. This clip wasn't just funny. It was truth bombs wrapped in jokes. And if you're still out here defending bloated systems and canceling people over tweets, man, you missed the whole damn point. Andrew Schultz and Theo Von are speaking for regular people, not the elites, not the clickbait warriors, the ones who work, think, and want better. Let's get it.